When it comes to common residency interview questions, tell me about yourself tops the list. You're almost guaranteed to be asked this question during your interview, and it's not a question that you can answer well on the spot without prior preparation. So in today's video, I'll tell you how to effectively answer this challenging question in 3 easy steps. And then I'll go through a sample answer and discuss why the example is memorable. Before we begin, hi, I'm Nadine Evans, an admissions associate at BMO Academic Consulting. Make sure you subscribe now on whatever social media channel you're watching this from so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. If you'd like us to help you with your residency interview, click on the link either above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. As a quick tip, check out the timestamps in the description of this video if you're looking to navigate quickly to specific sections of the video. So, what is the purpose of the Tell Me About Yourself residency interview question? Tell me about yourself is an open-ended prompt that can be taken in a number of different directions. The interviewer wants to see what direction you'll move in when you're prompted in this fashion. While everyone's answer to this question will be different, the interviewer's main goal is to determine if your personal characteristics match what they're looking for and what the program is looking for. So, what response are residency interviewers hoping for? First of all, there is no copy-paste answer that will work for this question. Interviewers want to see your ability to self-reflect while answering unasked questions such as, why are you here? What sparked your journey? Why are you sure medicine is suited for you? And what makes you unique? So how can you best answer Tell Me About Yourself? The key to answering this question well is firstly, preparing in advance, and secondly, understanding what residency directors actually want to know. Behind every question that they ask, they're looking to find out the answer to their same question. Will you be a good fit for this program? In order to gain the answer, they need to learn more about you, personally and professionally. While they don't want to know your life story, they do want to know your relevant story. There is no fighting the fact that people love stories, so offering an answer that allows your interviewer to see you as a leader, as a communicator, and as a collaborator will do a lot more for the impact of your answer than a loose string of events, benchmarks, or scores. For this reason, do not recite your residency CV when giving your response. This information is already available to the interviewers, and if they want to know about a specific detail, they'll ask about it. Answering Tell Me About Yourself requires much more depth and should give the interviewers insight into who you are as a person while touching on your dedication for a career in medicine. So let's go through the 3-step approach to answering the residency interview question, Tell Me About Yourself, the right way. Number 1 is to reflect. To best answer Tell Me About Yourself during your residency interview, take careful consideration, self-reflect, and of course plan and prepare in advance. So let's begin with the very basics. I want you to think of 3 different activities that you enjoy doing, or better yet, 3 different activities that you'd have a hard time giving up because they're so important to you. It doesn't have to be exactly 3, but we find that 3 tends to be a good number for our students because it helps them with pacing and it helps them to tie together themes and helps them with an established answer that is a good length. This can be anything, and it doesn't have to necessarily be related to medicine. For example, perhaps you've committed to painting, playing soccer, and singing. Be sure you're not just picking 3 random things. Make sure that they're actually very important to you, they're part of your identity, they're what you're proud to share, and what you thoroughly enjoy doing. When you come up with those answers, start diving deeper into each of them to find out why these items are important to you. For example, if you enjoy practicing yoga, ask yourself why you like practicing yoga. Maybe you'll find out that it's important because it's your way of connecting to yourself and others around you. Connecting with others is necessary for you because you love being part of something important and sharing experiences with those around you. From asking why you liked yoga, we already picked out an essential quality, a desire for community, one that absolutely carries over in the practice of medicine. Not only are doctors part of a community of healthcare providers in a hospital or clinic, they are part of a local community serving patients in the areas that they reside, and they're part of an entire healthcare community filled with various team members, including dentists, pharmacists, and nurses. So this is exactly what you need to do to answer "Tell me about yourself" effectively. Find out what interests and motivates you, and then reflect on those thoughts and emotions and relate them to the skills and qualities necessary for success in residency programs. One of the most important things to remember when developing your story further is to demonstrate your passion without just saying that you are passionate. This is when I like to use the show, don't tell message. For example, you can't just say that you enjoy working with children. You need to demonstrate that you like working with children. Basically, you need evidence to back up your answer, and that evidence should be in the form of a real-life example. Residency program directors will be very familiar with common mistakes students make when answering this question, such as reading word for word from a CV, or using cliches like "I'm a kind and caring person and I love people." The problem is they're not going to buy these responses. They don't want to hear what you think they want to hear. They want your genuine, unique story. Number 2, develop. So through the previously mentioned brainstorming, you should start developing your main ideas and themes, which will demonstrate your passion for medicine and highlight your essential characteristics. For example, if in addition to yoga, you also like hiking with your family, you might be able to find some common themes which are true to your personality. Both yoga and hiking with your family demonstrate a love of community, reaching goals together, and supporting others. Explore those themes further and use these experiences as you shape your answer. It's a good idea to pick 1 or 2 themes that will carry on throughout your response. For example, let's pick a love of community and supporting others. You could begin your response to "Tell me about yourself" by demonstrating through an anecdote how yoga and hiking have always been important to you. Be sure to discuss why it's important, what you gained from participating, and what it taught you about yourself. Then you could tie this theme into your own unique educational and personal experiences. For example, perhaps you first began volunteering at a hospital because you wanted to maintain that sense of community that you first experienced when practicing yoga. Perhaps through volunteering, you realized how much of a difference you could make in the lives of patients, and so supporting others as a physician is a natural progression for you. Developing your own story, not someone else's, is essential. Residency program directors want to understand your personal experiences and passions, including where you started and what has led you to pursue this career choice. Ultimately, what has brought you here, in front of them, hoping to match to their residency program? They want to understand where your drive has come from, and they want to see that it's a continual theme in your life choices. Number 3, rehearse. Once you have your main speaking points jotted down, you need to rehearse. Ideally, your response should be a couple of minutes, with 3 minutes being the maximum length. If it's any longer than that, you risk losing your audience's attention. Try to strike a balance between continuously incorporating the important points you jotted down without coming across as too rehearsed. The last thing you want is for your answer to seem fake or stiff or robotic, so definitely don't memorize it. It's important that your answer comes across as confident and genuine. You'll be opening yourself up to the interviewers, and that can feel vulnerable in general, let alone to someone who you don't know. So make sure that you feel comfortable and confident to tell them what makes you you, as well as where your passions and dreams lie. Be sure to practice your response in front of a mirror or on camera so you can watch yourself as you deliver your answer. Be on the lookout for any nervous behaviors, such as touching your hair, touching your face, fidgeting, or pacing. Lastly, it's a good idea to consult a professional medical school advisor to ensure that your response is unique, in-depth, and conveys your suitability and desire for medicine. I want to go through a sample response to the "Tell me about yourself" residency interview question. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, experiencing both the highs and lows of competitive tennis and rugby. I thrived on the feeling of hitting a forehand winner past my opponent to seal a victory, or the surge of adrenaline consuming my body as I scampered past a tackle on the sidelines en route to scoring a try. Rugby taught me that every member of the team has a specific job to perform using a unique skill set, and team success was only achievable through strong leadership, collaboration, and trust. Besides bringing me an indescribable level of joy, these experiences instilled within me a relentless drive for success, personal accountability, and strong decision-making skills. Unfortunately, as my passion for tennis and rugby grew stronger, my body was unable to keep up. Accepting my injuries was difficult, but having to undergo the process of diagnosis and treatment on several occasions allowed me to gain an appreciation for the knowledge and compassion of those who took care of me, and these experiences served as my first exposure to the field of medicine. I was amazed at how physical therapy and chiropractic treatments could soothe my sore muscles and realign my bones. I decided to study kinesiology at X University to learn more about the mechanisms of movement and different methods of bone, joint, and tissue rehabilitation. I wanted the opportunity to help those with injuries recover, just as I had, so it felt natural for me to pursue medicine after completing my degree. I'm very excited to be interviewing for your program as it aligns with my interest in the human body and my desire to maintain, enhance, and maximize the overall health and well-being of others. Okay, so let's break down this example. I see 3 items when I look at this response. Number 1 is sports, which was tennis and rugby. This entry clearly conveys the love of tennis and rugby while also touching on why they love these activities and what they learned from them. In particular, collaborating with others and strengthening teamwork skills are evident. Second, I see that their injuries were a big part of their life, part of their identity, and it's also the moment that they first became aware and exposed to healthcare. Third, they chose to discuss their university study and why they chose to study kinesiology, which was obviously when they solidified their decision to pursue medicine through a natural interest in health and wellness. The entire response ties together nicely, and through a chronological, story-type narrative, it's an interesting and memorable response, which is exactly what you'll be aiming for when you create your own response to this answer. So hopefully this video will help you when you go to answer the residency interview question, "Tell me about yourself," and hopefully you can do so in your own unique way. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you have any questions that I can help you with. What 3 activities or experiences will you discuss when answering the "Tell me about yourself" question? Let me know in the comments section. Lastly, if you want us to help you with your residency interview, click on the link either above or below this video to schedule your free initial consultation. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. See you next time.